Eventually, Big Show inadvertently takes out Shane with a clothesline, turns around, walks into a spine buster, people's elbow, goes for the pin. There's no ref. I love the audience reaction of like, we need a ref.
Yeah. And this is also, again, I can't imagine when this kind of one-sided referee thing came about. I don't know, 50s, 40s?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, who knows?
Earl Hebner runs down. 1, 2, gets pulled out by Shane, clothesline. Shane gets in the ring, knocks out The Rock with a chair. All of a sudden, cut to backstage. A limo's pulling up. It's Vince McMahon!
Yeah.
Triple H and 70 see this backstage in their locker room. They drop everything. They run out. What are you doing here? Vince approaches Triple H, decks him with a punch. He's out of there. Then,
oh my God! It's making you. That's the excitement is making the acid reflux in Pasbani's thorax.
Triple H gets knocked out with the right hand. Vince comes out to ringside, decks Shane, grabs a chair, hits him with a chair, takes the ref shirt off of Shane's back, symbolically puts it on himself. Show walks into another rock bottom. Vince counts. 1, 2, 3. Rock is going to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
now,
ridiculous.
As I say to you, it might sound a little corny, but the crowd ate this shit up. They loved it.
Well, how can you not? I mean, you put it on paper, fine. Vince comes back, it's this. But you got to remember, how many months has he been off TV?
Yes, it's December, so it's been like 4 months almost.
Yeah, that's huge. WrestleMania's coming up. You didn't want to do it like the week before. You want to be like, oh, suddenly there's a new dynamic. Just like that. The world's turned upside down. You got, what is he going to do? And it really took like a obvious either like The Rock was going to win and go to WrestleMania. Because even if he did, like, of course he was going to win. Or even worse, interference. Oh, and and this just like made it like an afterthought. Like, of course The Rock's going to WrestleMania, but Vince is back, and Vince counted him in, and oh my God, is Vince the babyface, and he's against, like all this rearranging stuff happened in like just a moment. It just made it so like weirdly brilliant because you're like, what's he gonna do? He's gonna do this. Whose side is he gonna be on? He's on The Rock. What? And he's going to WrestleMania. I'm losing my mind. Right? It was great.
It's everything the fans want. It's the complete opposite of the ending to SmackDown, where the heels are strong. Now it's like the faces or the face looks strong.
And I love when just some like a convoluted moment somehow like reorders stuff and weirdly, I don't want to say it makes sense, but it kind of does, where you're just like, at the end of it, you're not left with like, wait, what's happening now? It was like, oh, now these guys have to deal with this, and he's the boss, and he's back, but they still have power, and what about them too? And you know what I mean? It's like a lot of like just, intrigue. Very good.
So what was the conversation like backstage? Like, is this the week we bring Vince back? Is this the week? No. Let's wait. And then like, okay, this is the week, guys.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly that, and I think it was, there was a little thing about like, well, he should come back before WrestleMania, but not right before. So somewhere around this, and that would be good. And then last week was the all handicap heels rule match, and it was kind of like, okay, is this getting stale? Like, it was always thought like, can we bring Vince back? No, this is a good time, and just perfect timing, if you ask me.
I agree. Actually, I think you timed it perfectly. You got 2 weeks to go. It's interesting though. Now you're gonna like. So by this point, do you remember if you knew if Foley was going to be added into the mat? Like, how was that decided?
I had no idea, because this week, this is what crazy was crashing together, because then it was like, The Rock is going to be on SNL. And I'm like, oh, you need to like go deal with that. And then we'll do that whole show, because that was not only time consuming, there was a whole kind of conundrum there with like dealing with the wrestlers in SNL that like I was at ground zero for that. So I was like, huh? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But the card for WrestleMania is taking shape. We have 3 more SmackDowns, 2 more Raws, and an SNL to get through.
And put it this way too. it's always on the table. Like, yeah, Foley should come back. What can he do physically? I don't know. Let's talk about it. And then we'll figure out something for him. But it was always in the cards. Like, of course, it's WrestleMania. Everyone can come back, you know. And there was always even like, can the Undertaker come back? Oh, he's not ready. Should he make a thing even though he's not ready? Like, would that be cheap? I don't know. Well, think of some things we could possibly do. Well, maybe he could do this, that, or that. No. You know, that's just how it worked. There's like everything was always on the table about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, is he going to? You know, it was like, give me 3 ways he can. Give me 3 things he can do without being in a match, you know? So that was the thing to always remember, that there was like, for every 3 ideas that got through, there was fucking 12 that didn't, you know? So.
Yeah, and Undertaker did end up going to Mania. I think he was doing signings that year. So he was around, but I guess you chose not to use him. And so, yeah, no, this is a really, really exciting moment. Like I said, every episode now we land on a segment where I'm just like, my God, like, oh, this is, I remember this like to this day.
And
so
it's always great when you have, that was one thing I always like thought of, like, and it's so difficult. Like, how do you incorporate absence in? Because something that always built wrestlers was like when they jumped from, promotion to promotion, it was like, oh, look, this is a crazy fresh take, you know, on, like Jericho's entrance was like, oh my God. So it was always like, well, how do you incorporate that sometimes, that absence when someone's hurt and come back, you know, and because there's nothing more exciting than like, oh my God, it's them, they're back. But you can't really do it in terms of like, hey, just let this person have some time off. Well, that sucks for people resented and like, how come they're not working? And then they got to go to all the shows and whatever. So it's like, well, if it's an injury, you know, and then sometimes they're like, oh, someone's going to get over more by being injured. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was always like, yeah, if you keep people alive when they're injured, it's a weird dynamic. Cause I always looked at it like as a positive, like the more you can, you know, keep someone alive in some way if they're injured or they're never going to be able to come back or whatever, and then they're back, you know, and we're thinking about that. It's like, oh, Billy Gunn, when is he going to be back? You know, and that's, do you seed it with vignettes or whatever? But like this, you just knew like, and Vince's music hit, it's just the place is gonna explode, you know, and people are gonna be so excited. The fans would be like, Vince came back. What? He's been gone for months, you know. So like, remember when Shane came back after years? You just knew in the back pocket that was like, it didn't matter what happened. Like, what happened? Well, I don't know. What match did he get involved with? I can't really remember, but just like, oh my.
Well, I remember because they completely dropped the storyline they did, but yeah, but I see your point.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's always exciting.
Yeah. No. This episode is a win. Like, you can't. This was a great piece of business, as you say.
Yeah.
And it really shows like WrestleMania is like it's almost here. You know, like, get ready. Like the hype train is happening, and I'm sure a lot is going to happen on SmackDown.